Hi, Elle Ingalls here at elleingalls.com, pressure-free.com. The topic today on Living Pressure Free with Elle is that your thoughts matter. Your thoughts matter, and not just your thoughts about yourself, but also the thoughts you have about other people. So I want to dig into this a little bit because I think it's incredibly helpful to begin to notice how we talk about ourselves and how we talk about other people. We make assumptions a lot about other people, and we think things about them and say things about them, especially the people that we are closest to. And I've caught myself many times doing this. So I want to give you some examples and again, really kind of dig into this for a moment. So for example, if you have someone in the family who's really struggling, maybe they have a lot of anxiety, and you talk about them to other people and about their anxiety. You also, maybe with the person right there in the room, will say, well, they're really high anxiety, we're working on their anxiety. You're bringing it up over and over and over again. It begins to create a pattern, and it's interesting to start to how to reverse that pattern out. So one of the things that I always work on with parents, with students, with couples who will say things about each other that are not particularly helpful, I'll have them start to think about, what does it mean to assume success in a situation? So for example, if you have a student who has trouble testing and you make an assumption right up front that they're going to have difficulty going into their test, what if you started to assume for them, with yourself, with your own thoughts and your own energy, that they're going to do well? If you have the other thought going on, if you assume that they're going to fail or have problems, they feel that energy, and they feel as if they've failed before they've even started. Because if someone close to them is feeling having those kinds of feelings about them, it's an energy to easily get sucked into. So when you can start to think and say the opposite, but things are going to go very well for you today. You're keeping that mood light. You're keeping that mood calm. Instead of, oh my gosh, you've got that big test today. I hope you do well. And the energy is all frenzied. I cannot begin to tell you how important it is to monitor your energy, to monitor the words you use, and to stop making assumptions that may not be true. And just because something has always happened in the past does not mean it happens in the future. One of the things I also share with my clients is that their pasts do not define them. Your past does not define you. Whatever's happened here, this is a new day and a new page and a new moment. And you can begin to start to turn that around. The biggest culprit, of course, are the release of these stress hormones. They're going to keep you from thinking well. They're going to keep the negative thought patterns going on and on and on for you. So, just make it into a game. Don't do it, super seriously, or you might, trigger the stress response. But just take a moment to hear, how are you speaking about someone else? What are some assumptions that you're making for their future that may not be true, but because of past behavior, you're assuming? What are some things you can say inside your mind that are going to start to change that? What are some things you're going to say to others, and even think about others, that can start to move into a more productive and more beautiful energy that allows a person to change, that allows you to start to think differently about them? It's interesting how behavior can change like that, and in a short amount of time, we make presumptions that someone's behavior is always going to be that way. It's just not true. But if we keep presuming it, we will reinforce that behavior. There's a classic story of a spousal couple. One of the spouses comes home kind of late, and they get berated. And so the next day they come back even later. And now they're just assuming they're going to get yelled at by the time they walk in the door. So now they don't even want to walk in the door anymore. Our words matter. Your thoughts matter. The words you speak matter. And the thoughts you think about others matter. And so when you find yourself making assumptions and presumptions about someone else, or even about yourself, see if you can start to play this little game of noticing and maybe changing up your words, assuming success for yourself, assuming your success for others. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you have a great pressure-free day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.